Yo, it's party time, everybody. Hello.
Hey, yo.
We're live. The FunnyNet account is live. Let me make sure I got everything. Let me do a run through while we're live right now.
Yeah, just make it, sure.
Yeah, let's make sure everything's working.
Before we go live.
Before we go live, let's do a run
before we go
through.
live, we should make sure everything works.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm looking at the chat box. It's all like not working. I mean, like it's working, but like it also was. You can see it's not quite in the box
Oh,
fully.
you motherfucker! Hold on, guys.
Oh my God, Randy!
Yeah, good thing we're not live.
Yeah, thank God we're not live right now. This would be embarrassing.
Yeah,
This would just be embarrassing.
I
It, I mean, it looks fine to me. I don't.
There we go.
It's a little cut off.
There we go.
Perfect. There we go.
As long as we're not live yet.
That's more like it.
Yeah. Whew.
As long as
All
we're...
right, now we can go live, Randy.
All right. You guys want to go live?
Yeah, let's go live.
All right.
Okay, let's do countdown. All right.
It'd be really funny if I hit the line and we cut off right there. It'd be a really good, would have been a really great bit.
That would have been.
If we just went off air like I didn't know.
But we were actually funny.
Yes, and we were. But then I would have to like actually commit to going. Well, that would have been. Oh, I should have done it now.
Oh, guys.
Huh?
Guys.
What?
Can we have a moment of silence for Prince Philip?
Sure.
Greetings from Internet U.S.A.
And DMX.
Yes, and D-Max. Okay, moment of silence.
He's gonna give it to you.
He's gonna give it to you.
You know, Prince Philip never gave me. He's not gonna give it to you, but DMX will give it to you.
Is Prince Philip the guy that looks dead?
I don't even. Yeah, I think so.
I
really
barely
don't know
knew who that
shit about
was.
him.
I wonder what he's doing right now.
He's like 99, but you'd barely be able to tell.
Yeah, he looks more like 150.
Yeah.
So
He does not.
Oh wait, did you guys see that? What's it called? Like the not New York Times, Newsweek article on like young blood to save to stop aging.
Ooh,
Like
does it
some
work?
sort of medieval bullshit. Like
Let's
Yeah.
hope it works.
you're supposed to
silicone
bathe. Yeah, you're supposed to bathe in it, right? In
I
the
thought
blood of
that's if you get
virgins
sprayed
or
by a
something?
skunk, you have to bathe in the blood of the young.
Yeah, the blade in the blood of the
Yeah.
virgins. It also de-ages you as well.
But no, but like it's an
2 to 1.
actual thing they're actually looking into, and I think it's just
If it
fucking
works.
disgusting.
They've been looking at that for a long time. It's, I think, I want to say. I
Well-
want to say there was something along. I don't know. I've been looking into it.
We
personally.
are
I've
going to
just
stay
been getting a
young
lot of kids
forever
for it.
because we're funny,
Yeah.
guys. Welcome to
Yeah,
greetings. Greetings. Welcome to greetings! Exclamation point from internet, comma u.s.a. periods maybe.
Welcome to Internet Cafe.
We're hip, we're cool, we're young, we're in.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we're hip and cool. We're online.
We're 3D Blast, Christ, and wrong way, Discoholic, and we're joined by special guest Dan Mason.
Howdy, partner. I'm on the old wild west of the internet.
Dan Mason though is actually a country singer, isn't he? Like the other one.
Yeehaw! Yeah, there is a Dan Mason country
Yeah,
singer. He had the famous album, One of the Girls, I think was the name of it.
You should sample him.
I should. I think I don't know if he'd be cool about sampling him as I would be cool with people sampling me, but we'll see.
He would be cool with it because he's like, oh, I don't remember sampling that. Oh,
Yeah, he wouldn't even know. He'd be like, "Oh, I don't think."
He'd be like, "Wait, when did I do? What?
Am I Japanese?
Do I have when did I put the Japanese at the end of my name? I can't. What is that? I can't.
What does that
read.
mean?"
I can't.
Knowing him, he'd be like, "What's this Chinese shit?"
I don't know. I don't know the guy. I don't even know if he's alive.
Let's just assume the other Dan Mason is racist.
There is another Dan Mason from like the early 1900s that was a movie star or something like that in the silent film era.
Oh,
so
good.
you can't sample that.
Sometimes I wish you were a silent film.
Oh,
Yeah, he once they started bringing in talkies, like it was like it didn't really work anymore.
I've talked about this 1,000 times, but isn't it weird that like talkies and like all that lingo, like the word movies has still survived?
It's like fucking 1920s.
Like it's straight up
term
flappers and ding dong. I don't know, that's not one, but like
it's
what
movies.
other trips have like lasted that long though?
it's just kind of funny that like we don't call them like I don't say anything like that at all.
What do we call like online videos? Video? They're not like.
That sounds like a
not-
Latin
not
root
on
thing.
video.
So, I don't know. I actually have no idea where the word video
Vimeo.
comes from.
It's actually Vimeo now, guys.
Oh, we're making
Daily Motion
videos.
now.
Oh, we're doing
Yeah.
the daily motions. You know what I mean?
Well, I did bring us all here together tonight.
Really?
Yep. We actually do. We're not just gonna bullshit. Okay, imagine that.
Imagine that.
I actually, despite the first episode, I actually want to cover topics sometimes.
Well, I'm out.
Greetings. No.
Yeah, just play the. See, that's where the other intro would have come in.
Never mind. I
handy.
didn't know we were covering topics on this. You
Yeah.
gotta talk to my publicist.
Well, we don't want to cover. Yeah, what if we did news? I should next time come with headlines. We're gonna.
Yeah.
Let's cover. That might be fun, guys. Tweet.
I'm looking up goofy headlines.
What's
right
a
now.
headline? Somebody in the chat type a headline.
We're gonna spend another 1,000 hours making transitions and setting it
Yeah.
up in OBS for that segment. but
I'm
it'll be
I'm
really
gonna have to buy a Stream Deck XL. The Vapor News Show.
Wait. Is there a bigger one? Like
There is the bigger one. Yep.
Yeah,
there's
that's
one
like
that's
God.
double, I think, or at least a bit
So,
more.
oh my god, that's gonna. Christ.
I kind of want one. Not gonna lie.
I tried to find goofy headlines and it just gave me a list of top 40 goofiest ones. I just like the first one. Homicide victims rarely talk to police.
That's on them. At a certain point, that's on them.
Why don't they question the
They
why don't they
just
question the
can't be
murderee? They question the murderer, but they don't question the murderee.
I mean, that's probably the number one most helpful
These are
way
like-
to solve a
These are like
crime.
dad jokes. These are just straight up. This is like Jimmy Kimmel. We're not Jimmy Kimmel.
We're not Jimmy Kimmel. We're a little less funny than Jimmy Kimmel.
We're Kimmy Jimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel. We already
Kimmy
covered
Jimmel.
Prince Philip.
That's
He's-
news. That's the
He's
set-
news and he's dead. I don't know what he did or who he really is. So somebody riff off that.
He's a prince.
He's the prince. Why? If he's a prince, then why did he look so stupid?
If he's a prince, then why is he dead?
Yeah, some kind of prince.
Yeah, not that
You like-
great.
You like
Well,
Prince
I think he's technically what, the Duke of Edinburgh, or
Is he really a
Is that
duke now?
I know.
I don't
What
fucking
the
know.
wait?
It's
What's
a-
the Twitter thing?
Royalty people have like 4,000 titles.
Are we allowed to
bro.
like hate on? Like, is it in?
I don't.
okay?
I
Is it
don't even
okay to
know
like
who
shit on
he
him?
is.
Like,
Do we
do
have any
people like the
royalists
royal
in the
family?
chat?
Yeah, do we have any royalists in the
Yeah,
chat?
man.
He
I thought we
claimed to
had
be
topics.
pro-life, died anyways. That's
He died as he lived. You know.
no, he
Are we
didn't.
doing
He
topics?
looked
What's our
it.
topics?
He looked it. He looked it. Today, besides the death of a celebrity, Prince Philip, I have a Prince Philip poster on my wall. I used to look at him every morning when I went to school. He was
Be like, I want to be him when I grew up.
Mhm.
Decrepit and dead.
decrepit and dead, just like most people.
Topics, please.
Topics, please. I don't.
Topics.
I don't even. I know nothing about the guy. Like,
Yeah,
I just
stop talking
get on
about Prince Philip.
You hear about Prince Philip?
Fingerprint. Follow the prince.
See you guys.
Greetings.
Okay.
Whatchamacallit? I do want to talk this episode about what it's like to be in an online music scene. Oh my god, Mason Pog. This is a visual podcast, guys, so check it out on YouTube or watch it live.
Watch it live.
Because all of us, even though we don't make the same music, we are all part of this music scene. For lack of a better term, the vaporwave scene.
It's a very large umbrella.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily want to say like this show is specifically a vaporwave show, you know, like, but we are part of it. Obviously, that's where we get a majority of our grasp. Except for Disco. We don't know who the fuck that guy is.
I just
pointing-
walked on the set. Should I walk? Should I
walk
Yeah.
off? He walked
should I
on the
walk
set, started talking about Prince Philip. Is there a Prince Harry too? Is that how old's he?
Topics.
Prince fill up the coffin, probably.
Topics. So about these topics.
Harry's the young one. Okay, interesting. Let's talk about the royal family. Yeah.
Hey,
Which scene were they part of? Death metal?
Woo.
That's good.
The Vaporwave scene.
So yeah, when do you think you guys... I don't want to talk about like origins as in like when did you start making music, but like when did you actually think I'm in this scene? Like
Back in like 2013 for me, it was like maybe 2014. I found the Vaporwave subreddit, and it was actually not that bad. It was kind of bad, but it wasn't like that bad.
but like you consider yourself part of the scene?
Yeah, because I that's when I started posting on there, and like people would respond to it, and then I'd respond to other people's stuff. And there's been a lot of people who came into the scene and then left the scene.
Yeah.
There's one I'm still looking for. I'm wondering if anybody has a copy of this album because I want to hear the damn song again. It's by an artist named Skywave. He made a remix of the PlayStation 2 startup sound, and it was amazing. And he didn't get enough praise for it, and he deleted the album.
What?
And it was really dumb. Yeah, the guy got like he left the scene and never came back. And I just wondering if anybody has that.
Anybody out there?
I just checked my library. I don't have it.
Yeah, I always.
Name sounds familiar.
I want to hear it again. I don't remember what it sounds like.
Any Prince
Skywave.
Any royalists out there have Skywave downloaded? Royalist sounds like a fucking...
Prince Philip had it in his library. He was going to tell it to you.
You know when they like every now and then like a terrorist or some fucking like shooter guy, they'll be like, we found his hard drive and here's what was on it, and it'll be like they found like Saddam Hussein's hard drive and it had like Animal Crossing ROMs on it. Like, do you guys remember that stuff?
So
You've never seen this stuff?
I thought he just had.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, like they're like you can download Saddam Hussein's Animal Crossing file, like because he had like a DS and something weird like that. And so
I love being online. I can download Saddam Hussein's Animal Crossing save.
That's what I'm saying. Like how there's got to be
animals dead?
Village.
Like we found Prince Philip's hard drive and it had Skywave on it. Yeah, but like, was there something that someone did? Like, I don't know. It's like, is that just the moment you're just like, oh, someone respond? Is that all it took was someone to respond?
People just like talking with each other, and then we would share albums, and we just talk with each other. And I don't think it really kind of blew up until I got onto the Twitter side of things.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's where that's when I found out. Oh, y'all been talking over here more. And then I was like, oh, well, I'll chill here. This is where I'm chilling now. So
yeah.
I don't think it was until well after, business casual became like an actual thing that I ever really felt that I was really a part of this scene, really.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I always felt like I was part of a different scene, and it wasn't until Vaporwave was really starting to take off, that I felt like I kind of have to be in this scene in order to do anything. I don't think that was until like late 2013.
It felt a little more tongue in cheek back then. It seemed.
Oh yeah, it didn't feel like it was going to last that long.
We thought it was gonna be like Witch House or Sea Punk. It was just it's gone. Okay, there was like a couple albums that came out of it, and then it's like it's gone. Sea Punk had like nothing to it. It was literally the same shtick with every album.
Yeah, I mean,
there's like
there's
like 4 Sea Punk albums.
Yeah.
Sorry, no, I'm thinking of Ocean Grunge. Never mind.
No.
Sorry, Ocean Grunge is like 2 artists.
Ocean Grunge. That's
literally.
That's just Sea of Dogs. It's just
Sea of Dogs and there's that one other guy.
Dark Sleep, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, who's the other guy?
Poseidon Chains of Poseidon or something like that.
I feel like what did Ocean Grunge do? What was it like sort of like
just grunge vaporwave, right?
Grunge vaporwave. But has anybody else like done something like that since? Do people still kind of?
I don't know.
I don't know.
There's Vapor Gaze.
Is Vapor gay?
Yeah. But
so Jessica, how'd you get into this scene?
Man.
I mean,
that's why you have an interesting one because
I'm sure.
So it started in around 2017 in my basement. Fiber messaged me out of nowhere. I didn't know about the time on SoundCloud. They said, "Hey, we have this future funk kind of label called Montem. We heard your stuff. We'd like you to join our server." Turns out he lived an hour from me, and then from then on, we met up often. We hung out. We became really good friends, and I kind of got exposed to the future funk scene. And it wasn't until really recently when Pat hosted his block party, Pat Chenish's block party, which really kind of like put me in the same bill as many vaporwave artists. And I just, usually at every festival I'm in, I add like every artist on Twitter, and I kind of got exposed to the whole scene. And yeah, it's funny. I don't really make any vaporwave. But,
No.
Well,
No,
I'll be the first to say that. No. But
it's kind of weird how vaporwave is, it's not really defined sonically anymore.
Sonic?
yeah.
It's my favorite bit.
It's more of a movement than anything else. Like
It's not defined sonically. Let me go into that.
The Sonic man's getting.
Not about Sonic, but just about how it's not defined. And I love gatekeeping.
Home is not vaporwave. Home is not vaporwave. Home is not vaporwave.
It's not.
It's not.
Yeah. It's you want to go by like the old school genre? Like, I don't know. Yeah, but like Disco saying, it's really more of a movement now.
I always think that like we pretend to be like a vaporwave scene, but in reality we're like retro aesthetic.
Yeah.
Because
above all, it's more nostalgic in different ways. Like I like disco. Other people like 80s stuff, like consumer
old hardware like gets roped into this sometimes, even if it's not. Like that. I'm trying to think of how I like when did I first? I first think I was involved when I met Fantasy Deluxe in real life. And then, like, a few weeks later, he was like, "You should join the Vape Council." Because it was invite only at the time. And it was, like, literally 200 artists. And he was like, "I can get you in." And I was like, ooh.
I was elected president.
Yeah, you were.
I beat Frank Javsey for president on the Vape Council, but then the Vape Council fell apart, so I'm sorry.
The Vape Council is such a funny thing to even talk about. Because it's like it sounds so stupid, but I'm here to tell you that it was actually a super great resource.
It was great for connecting. We were able to like hit up each other.
It had a document that had people's names and aliases, and that was like unknown. Because it was like, you're an artist, if you want to collab, like here's like a real contact sheet, and it was like private, and like they're like, no, if you're not an artist, you can't get in here. You have to have like cred. You have to get like vouched for. Like it felt like that's when I was like, ooh,
invite only.
Even back in what was that, like 2014, 2015?
Yeah.
I mean, even back then, I wasn't in the Facebook. I never really was in the Facebook part of the vaporwave scene. I was more so in like, I guess Twitter, or I was just doing my own thing, to be plain honest. I never. And I'm kicking myself now because I was definitely in the fucking thing, but I didn't really take advantage of any of it, at the time at least.
I remember, like for me, the first thing I got involved in like a Beer Wizard compilation. Like compilations were like you're part of the scene for me. The Nano Christian, the religious compilation, which we're both a part of. Are we all three of us? Are all me, John, and Dan? I'm trying to remember. We're all on there. Aren't you? No, maybe not. Where it all began.
Where it all began. With the Nano compilation. Yeah, I'm on that. I made
I know that.
I don't think I am. I think it's like I don't do a lot of compilations because first of all,
I'm trying to see.
I just don't.
You might not be. I might just be making it up.
That might be a little bit before my time. I mean, like I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't think. No, you're not.
Let me check.
I'm just remembering the crosses on it. Like this one had like Iacon, Golden Living Room, me, Dan, Haircuts for Men, Bodyline, Pega, Eyeliner, Wosex, New Type, Unknown Caller, Cat Corp. Like this was like
Wow.
Yeah.
Conscious Thoughts.
Fucking
Yeah,
lie.
Conscious Thoughts was on it. Yeah, yeah.
Eyeliner's on there.
this?
Holy shit.
When was
This
this?
is back in
This
this
was
is 2015.
2015.
Wow.
And-
wait, let's go right
Man,
Conscious Thoughts is on there. Oh man, I tried talking to him once. He's got the thickest like accent. He's a great musician. I just
hate people with accents.
he's from like he's Welsh?
Who are we talking
no,
about?
no, he's
Scottish?
Scottish. Yeah.
Scottish.
I'm talking about
okay,
Thoughts.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah
I thought you were
Conscious
talking
Thoughts.
about
Yeah.
Cat Core
Oh.
for a second.
No, he's Danish, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's why I was like,
Yeah,
Scottish.
Cat Core's
She's
Danish,
not
I
Scottish.
believe.
Yeah, the scene is all over the world, man.
Yeah, that's the best part. Is that we're like an online
Exactly.
What was this thing called again?
where it all
It was
began.
called Where It All Began. It's on Nano's thing. I didn't see you on there, I don't think.
No, you're not. He's not.
No, of course.
I just remember because I know there were crosses on it, and I was like, maybe I don't know.
It was actually a religious themed album.
It was a Christian themed compilation.
He wanted it made so that he could play it on the bus for like the Catholic school he worked for, or he worked for like a youth group or
Dude,
something.
Nano?
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
I think it might be Icon.
Oh, Iacon, yeah. I think he was. I don't want to, I don't know.
So
But
people were asking for a link in the chat. I'm gonna
yeah.
give him,
Sorry, I have it open.
Oh my
That's
God.
why a lot of people. I've seen people ask, like, "Is there like Christian theme?" I'm like, "Yo, we did that years ago." My track is very different. It's like the old school, like echo jammy type stuff.
I'm looking at all these tracks. I'm
Kamino
shocked.
Rapu.
Kami no Rapu.
Dude, that
God
song's
rap.
good. Kamino Rap is great. That's the scene for me. That like they don't really do they still do comps as much? I mean maybe that's just because I'm too like self-centered now.
Part of one. I was supposed to be a part of one that was coming up. It was like a vapor pop thing. I don't know if it's still happening because the guy, his parents took his internet away or something. I didn't know how.
And I
that's
don't.
the other thing.
I don't want to
know
shit
how
talk.
old some people are in the scene, and
I don't want to shit talk compilations, but that early comps I feel like were like new and exciting for me, and they were all really cool. And then as they went on, they all just started to be like kids and like just thinking like that was how to get like they were doing it more for themselves. Like, well, let's see if I can get a bunch of cool artists to make music for me, like for me and my label, basically.
Yeah.
There's some good ones. What are some of the best comps?
I like doing them because if I have tracks that I'm like, I don't know where the fuck to do with this. Like, I like this track, but it doesn't really fit with what I'm currently working on with everything else.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a spot to be like, here, have it out. And then if I wanted to, I could just release it on Spotify as a single and it'd be like, oh, it's part of this comp. So
it's good.
They kind of feel comps feel like a different version of festivals in the sense that you're like on you're on the bill as like a lot of artists, and you can listen to it.
I think comps just been ruined for me because once you have to make one, it just sucks.
It does. I'll admit.
I just remembered I literally got a VHS tape. It's in the other fucking room of a comp that like came out a little bit ago. It was on Oasis Ltd. Yeah, I found out about it. Liminal Cove was the name of the comp.
Okay,
really cool. Yeah, it was I found it on Bandcamp Friday like last month. I just asked people to post a bunch of shit, and I just downloaded a whole bunch of albums. Really good stuff. It's like kind of like what would it be like kind of vapor trappy a little bit, kind of. It's really neat.
I feel like comps were a lot hotter back then.
I think
like
so
2015,
too.
2017.
Yeah, I mean, I've been pressing less and less of the anniversary comps every year because people just don't seem as interested in them as they used to be. I mean, I get it because there are a lot of names out there, and Vaporwave is such a diverse sound. It's hard to unless you pinpoint one specific sound within the scene, it's all going to sound very different from each other, or it can sound all very different from each other, and so there's less cohesion within an album.
Yeah.
Somebody in chat said they're usually the ones with a theme, and that was Quiz 0083. Thank you, Quiz.
Let's be on the quiz.
I was given a comp at Econ 1 of a Donkey Kong comp. It was like DK Wave or something like that. It's got some. Of course, it samples the Banana Cream Pie song and shit. It's
The samples nobody hero.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Classic.
I could agree. Yeah, definitely. I think I've done a few. I did the remix comps. For a few. We did the Floral Shop one, the Luxury Elite one, and then the Telepath one. And then I did like the Summer Games one, where it was supposed to be Olympic summer themed, and that one's pretty cool. But I don't do them. It's hard sometimes because it's a lot to ask for someone to like commit. I know how long it takes me to make a track, and I always think like, oh, I'm using that to like make my own track. It's hard to sell it. Like, can you give me your time to make a track?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's also hard to know if they're gonna do it. And so you have to either ask a lot of people, but then you don't want to get too many tracks. But then if you ask a certain amount and they don't follow through, then you're like, shit. And it's like, you almost have to do like a year in advance just so you know you're good to go.
I would never put one together.
It's kind of, yeah.
That's too much work.
And if you do like an open compilation, you don't want to be like an asshole to be like, this song isn't that good.
Yeah.
I feel like comps are an interesting way to, like, an interesting lens to view kind of the history of the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like back then when the scene was kind of booming and everyone was really excited about this new sound, a lot of comps, were being made.
Mm-hmm.
And then as Vaporwave started to grow less of a sonic identity and more of like, as like artists evolve and started to grow a different sound or, start to branch off, it became harder to do comps.
Yeah.
And
I think in order for me to do a comp now, it would have to be from someone with a lot of clout, like a nice, like a lot of rep. Like it would have to be someone like pretty, impressive. Like it would have to be like 100% or a Biz or somebody like that. I don't know if I would commit time to do that.
Because again, like, if you put a lot of work into something and it doesn't come out, or it's a themed thing and it just doesn't turn out like, or like it's just I hate to say it, I've been asked to be on a lot of comps and I tend to just don't do them because a lot of the time because it's just it's hard sometimes to figure out like what is worth sending to a comp or if something's gonna really mesh well with everything else because I haven't heard anything else yet for them.
I forget we were on Combo Champs. It's probably the last comp I did, 2020.
Yeah. And even that was, I mean, I think every track turned out pretty good.
Yeah, I was very impressed.
I feel like if you try to do that again, it would maybe not bring the same results or
magic. That Combo Champs was like the scene.
A good one.
That was pad. Check out Combo Champs. Everyone except for Disco's on there. Again.
Lame.
And it was like going into it was like I'm worried that like people get paired up with people they don't know, sounds don't really work, like what's gonna happen. And then we listened to the premiere and we're like, what the? I was like sitting there going, what the fuck? Everybody pulled through. Like I was like, because honestly, there were some like names in there that were big, and some of us that were just like, I was like, I can't, like this is crazy. And then they pulled through like every single track.
He gave a lot of time though.
True.
He gave a lot of time. He picked artists that he knew would actually be able to do something, and it worked out in the end. Because I've done collabs too in the past. This also kind of ties in with working with the community and making ourselves a community. I've done collabs in the too where it's like I've done all the work on it, or I've like you ever like done a collab where you send somebody like a semi-finished thing because you're like, oh, you want to leave room for them to work on it, and they say that's good, and they just release it. I was afraid of that happening.
I'm not throwing shade, but
I'm not throwing shade, but like it's just like
Waterfront Dining did the Diners Club compilation.
I was gonna name names, but
I'm not throwing shade, but Waterfront Dining did the Diners Club, and he sent me something, and I sent him back like, here's like I like did some like edits to it, like here you go, and then he was like, it's good, and I'm like, but it's not, it's not done, and then he like looped parts, and I just remember like thinking like, oh, I mean, I could have done more. But he's like, no. But then again, Waterfront Dining is also like very classic style, so like he wouldn't necessarily add that much anyways. Like it wouldn't benefit the album anyways. That album's good too.
Combo chat.
Yeah, the Diners Club stuff is sweet.
I think I'm the first track.
We're gonna talk about cool people in the scene. Pat's got to be one.
Pat solidifying himself in the scene as a guy.
Good boy.
It's not no surprise here. I'm trying to think of more. I have some more scene stuff about like.
Ooh, Luxury Elite.
What about Luxury Elite? Do you guys talk about Luxury Elite in general? Sure. Currently,
Lux Elite is great.
She's cool.
Ever since she came back to the scene, like she's been really active and like she comes to like every show. It's awesome. I love it.
It's really cool. This actually brings up the next thing about like people. Was there ever a person that made you solidified you like that made me that maybe made you feel that you were part of it? Does that make sense? Like someone who said something that you were like, okay, like I'm here. Like they respected you back finally. Like you weren't just a fan throwing your music out to whoever would listen, but like somebody you were like, oh shit, like thanks. Lux is one of those people now where like they show up and I'm like, fucking Lux is here, sick. For me, I'll just go while you guys think. I have one prepared because I'm super smart. I remember talking to Scott from Atlantis because Atlantis is in the news because he was just on a Utopia District show. Scott, he said something about listening to Pioneer, and he said something about in another podcast from 5 years ago. He was like, yeah, I listen to music and I put stuff on Bandcamp, and then if I don't like it, I'll get rid of it. And then he said that he had listened to it for like a long time, so he had like it had gone through like his phases of like he liked it enough to keep it on his phone because he had limited space. So he said something like that, and then when he was on 3D Cast, he was like, "Oh, I followed all your stuff," and I was like, "Whoa!" Like that was like, "Oh my god," because he's like an OG, like he's like from the beginning. So that for me was like, "Oh, cool!" Like somebody who was around when it started enjoys something new from me, which was like, "Oh, okay, cool," and I must be on the right track, kind of.
Trying to think of something like that.
Aren't you?
When I made the song "Make Me Love You," I remember Telepath reposted it on SoundCloud back in like 2014. Actually, got the ball rolling for me.
On like the hype train.
That was a big deal for me because I was really into Telepath and Silver Richards at the time. That their split EP. That was like my favorite album. It still is like one of my favorite Vaporwave albums, and that was a big deal for me. And they like, oh shit, Telepath reposted that. He doesn't even remember it. I asked him about it at Econ. He's like, oh, yeah,
well, that's what I'm talking about. Those moments, even if they do seem like stupid, but John or Disco.
I was going to say I have two things. One, I've had multiple people who I've sampled either followed me on Twitter or they're like, cool, this guy sampled us. That's cool. And I'm like, that's pretty nice. That it solidified me just sample be like me doing the okay thing by sampling.
Yeah,
it made me feel good that way. But it was more so and I hate to say it, at Econ 1. You know, I met all these people who I've known online for years, and you know, like you get the idea that they, you know, you have a mutual respect for each other. But you know, it was more than that from a lot of these people who I met there, and it just. You know, at that moment, I felt, you know, really, you know.
Yeah. The scene exists.
It's I guess it's different, you know, when you're going from online to the real world, where you're going from text to...
Validation. You know. That's the word I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
Disco?
Yeah.
I've been thinking, man. Like, probably Pat Chennington's block party with the green room being all with all you guys, but it's probably earlier, like early 2010 when I did my first online show.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, it doesn't necessarily even. We can talk about this after this, but like, even a moment from like another scene, if you were a part of that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess Yeah, I guess with Fiber and Montem, when I was on Montem Volume 2 with Unibeat and Fiber and all these other future funk artists, I was like, dang, I'm sharing the same.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the same compilation as these fellas.
Future funk
Whoa.
is part of this scene too, whether they like it or
it's a
not.
subgenre. Right. So I was like, well, the new disco scene is boring. It's just 30 and 40-year-olds on Facebook and Instagram. So, like, this is cool. These guys are my age. These guys like this disco sound. But
They
it's
like
a
pussy
different.
like I do, yeah.
This is
Sorry.
around the time I started discovering, like, city pop. And I was like, whoa, these guys are flipping city pop. And it sounds cool.
I want to say something going back to, like, you know, like you said, like with the new disco people just being 30-year-olds on like the, I don't know. Every other scene I have, because I've been trying to like bridge the gaps between some scenes and shit.
Mhm.
And every time I try to connect, like in the Vaporwave scene, if you sample somebody or you do a remix of somebody, you get a response. Someone says, "Oh, that's really cool." Like, "Oh, that's awesome that you did this." You do that in another scene, they just ignore you completely. Like, they don't have like no connection. They have no want to talk with you because they don't know you. They don't want this. But it's like in this scene, if somebody samples my song or somebody does like a flip of my music, I'm like, fuck yeah, that's awesome. And I'll retweet that shit. I'll fucking like, hey, this is pretty slick. Others, like, I've tried it a few times, like reach out to some people in like other scenes and none of them respond. You do that here. It's great.
Yeah.
That's what I like about Vaporwave is like, you reach out, people respond back.
Right.
That brings me
knit.
into another point I had written down.
Comes Philip, actually.
Nothing wrong with being 30 at Critique. There's nothing wrong with being 30.
What's your point first?
I was gonna say about how like what being part of a scene, the benefits of like being part of it. Do you think it's too inside? If that's an issue, like because like some people aren't part of like a scene, and like being part of it and just like blowing up on SoundCloud independently and just being like, oh, I make music alone, versus being part of like a scene where even if you make something, you kind of have a base.
Well, you know, before I forget it, I was going to ask, what are some of the negative effects of being in this scene? How has it like sort of ruined your relations?
Your life.
No.
Well, I have to do a podcast every other week with a bunch of losers.
I get
no pussy.
not even like real world. I mean, like if people don't take you seriously because you work in this scene, or that you sample, or that that whatever, you know.
It's hard to sell people in real life on what the fuck this is. That's one thing.
Oh yeah, I remember when I was quitting my job initially. I was like, I'm gonna do music, and the guy's like, all right, see you in like 3 weeks. Or some shit.
And then you were like,
I'm like, bruh, no, I'm like actually like making more money doing this than here. Like, fuck you. Like I had 2 guys in college that I told them I make Vaporwave, and they made fun of me every fucking day because they knew what it was. They made fun of me every day about it. Of course, I just took it, you know. It was like I just played it off and just played the joke with them because they weren't being like seriously making fun. They just like talk shit about it. And then it's like, no, it's a legitimate art form. I have a following, like, dude. So
it's pretty nuts. I mean, going to that's why going to New York was just such a
oh yeah, it really like cemented like this is real, guys. Like this is not a joke. There's fucking people that are actually listening to this. Like, what? The other thing I will say though with the internet scene thing is because we are all spread out throughout the world. The problem is if you try to do a live show in a smaller town,
you won't get
you're not going to get anybody. You might get maybe like even at my size, I might get like fucking 2 people show up who know me.
And that's why I said in the last show or whatever, or whenever other shows, just that URL shows need to continue.
Yeah, URL for sure. Like I think like things like econ are going to be the things that will start getting us branching out and stuff like that. Because I mean, I know George has the poll, but he does touring. He does touring with major artists, other bigger artists with him. That's how he gets people to come see his shows and stuff like that. I don't want to tour personally. I prefer just doing stream online shows and then do 1 or 2 real shows. Honestly, that sounds great to me.
I think maybe like another like I guess negative is like almost like a false, like it's almost like a false high where you're just like you release an album, you sell out like 100 vinyl or whatever, and it's just like cool, but outside of it, you are like it doesn't really reflect.
It doesn't change your life in
Yeah.
in the way you think
So
it
I
will.
guess
Like,
not that that's a negative that you do have
you're
fans.
rolling up to work. It's like in your 1993 Honda Civic. It's like, hey guys, I just sold 100 vinyl,
And they're like,
look
what?
at me, whoa.
Coming back from econ and going back to work. I think I talked to Tech about this. About we both just like you go back to work and everyone's like, "Oh, how was your trip?" And you're like, "You don't understand.
You don't even know. You don't even know."
Life-changing.
People think disco's dead. That's the biggest problem with me.
Uh,
I remember my old boss was like, disco's still around, and all I did was listen to like metal and rock, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
no, we couldn't be more different.
Disco's dead,
yeah,
dude."
fucking. I mean, there's like fucking pop music still like uses disco shit
yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Especially
pop's
like the
just
new stuff's been
funky.
coming out. A lot of the new stuff that I've been hearing on the
Super
radio
funky.
sounds very like new disco-y. Like what?
Yeah, Dua Lipa. I mean, Get Lucky. 2013,
Yeah.
probably the biggest example.
Oh well, straight up, yeah. Well, yeah, the Dua Lipa, yeah, too, yeah. Like fucking, it's all
Charlie,
fucking.
yeah. Charlie.
There's
Puth's
somebody else that I
Attention.
was listening to. I don't.
Literally
There's
the
a lot of
entire 24 Karat Magic album from Bruno.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. That's one of my.
I do.
That's one of my favorite.
I don't
pop
mean to
albums.
interrupt, but I just realized the eyes in my background make me look like Mickey Mouse.
I
killed 7 people.
Oh,
He did?
Probably more than that.
Mickey
It's
Mouse?
been around for ages. Yeah.
I'm Mickey Mouse. I'm Mickey Mouse.
Oh,
and,
also Dead Mouse, yeah.
I committed 7 Bosnian war crimes. Hey.
Jesus, Mickey.
I was gonna make a Walt Disney joke, but let's not.
Okay.
Rest too soon.
Yeah,
Um,
too
I was
soon.
gonna ask, have you guys been part of any other scenes besides Vaporwave? I know specifically John has. And IRL or URL. Like a play. I'm not trying to think of like a place, like a hobby that you would talk to people about that hobby. A lot easier online, but if it happened in real life, it counts.
Only thing I can think of is like I was in the Orlando like indie scene, but not really. I did like 10 shows with a band. And we were the only post-rock band in Orlando, so everybody else was like doing everybody else was doing like post-hardcore or like DIY emo stuff. And we were doing post-rock and it's like, oh yeah, you're the scene for post-rock's in Houston or Austin, Texas or something like that. Like you're all right. But yeah. This is really the only scene I've been like majorly a part of.
I think the only real world scene I was in at all was me trying to get into the Pittsburgh art scene, but that didn't really go anywhere because almost non-existent, as well as their. I hate to say it, it's a very specific type of art, and it's not something I really make or really enjoy. Not my shtick.
Yeah, like I was saying. Like around here, if I try to do the music scene here, I'd have to make post-hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the beauty of the internet.
I know, like
everywhere and do it.
Reach the people that want it. Like, oh, it's great. I love it.
Like I know Disco, you did like film and stuff. Were you ever part of any sort of like something you consider like a film scene?
No,
I
just made stuff for YouTube and social media for like my Facebook, especially when I use that more often.
Yeah.
But the only things I can think of are just college clubs, and those aren't really seen.
Yeah. But like, yeah. So I was thinking like our high school had like a film program, and it was like a very distinct type of person was in that. So as I'm like thinking,
I watched
marching band count?
Tarantino films and
what? I was in the marching band scene.
I was too, bro.
Everybody was in the marching band scene. I mean, everybody who's in music, like who I know, was just in the marching band scene.
Of course, well, doing music growing up, you basically had to be, like in a weird way. If you learned
state mandated.
Well, like you would join band, and then like everyone would join marching band, and you'd be like, "Well, I guess I do too."
I was a band kid.
Yeah,
big band kid. Jazz
I'm
band, brass quintet, paired orchestra.
I know.
Concert band.
I was in like the local DJ scene for a bit, where I had a friend who kind of got in, and then he was like kind of throwing me bones, but it was like a trap based scene. And
This
I'm not
is
really.
all
Oh,
like you do.
dude. Oh my
Not
god.
really a trap guy. I didn't hate it, but it was also, if you know me in real
It's
life,
not what you do.
I don't really do trap. I also don't do cocaine.
Big part of that scene, I
So,
guess.
but they were honestly though they never judged me about that stuff. But you could tell that you were at like a disadvantage for not like hanging. You know what I mean? And that's true for every scene.
Oh my gosh.
What?
There's I'm still in the group chat for this, but there's a music production club at my college, and all they make is future bass, EDM, hip hop, rap. And at one meeting, I showed my music and I played I showed a whip of one of the songs, and they just started clapping because it was so different. And they
That was the thing.
They never heard anything like it.
When I did post rock in the post hardcore scene, people thought it was like, "Whoa, this is insane!"
You know,
you guys are making like ambient jams on stage.
It's so
this
funny.
Is beautiful, and it's like, yeah, I mean, you're just sounding like. I mean, there's nothing against the sound. It's just like, I don't know. It's really funny.
It's a genre that's existed for years. I mean, we're just.
It's older than me. Post rock is older than me. Like, and it's just really funny that it's just like, oh, you guys just found out about it. Like,
it's funny how up until like recently, I don't think a lot of people realized how many different like music styles are. It's like I didn't realize there was a whole scene outside of what I was doing until I looked for it, or until I had access to other streaming things. Are we fucking just tossing things up in the air again?
Doing that again.
We're not doing it. We're not fucking.
Hey,
in here.
that's just what I do. You guys
Get him out of here.
didn't
Get
have
him
to
out of
do
here.
Any of that.
Sorry, I'm sorry. I'm pulling
Go
your
on.
leg.
Nice.
No, but
Look what you did, Disco.
I feel like we got streaming services now. We got whole tons of stuff being fed to people, even though it's mostly pop and shit. You know, like
Mostly pop and
I don't know.
chips.
Pop, yeah.
Mostly
pop
fish and chips.
you
Mostly
know.
fish and chips.
It's great that like you can reach that niche now, you know, or their niche. I don't fucking know how to pronounce it.
You said niche.
niche.
That's your
niche,
pronunciation.
niche.
Randy really found his niche.
Randy really found his niche. Yeah,
That's funny. You changed it. Can I?
Did I?
Well, you said niche, but you just said niche.
I said niche, but I can.
Can I?
swear.
I don't want to be. I don't even know if I want to bring it up because I really don't want to act like I'm making fun of you.
How I say the word English?
Oh, you said it right there.
Did I? I don't even notice.
Can I tell the story of what
I'll say
happened?
it English.
He said it English, and I thought he was joking, and he was like,
English.
"It's how I say it," and I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm not."
I
Oh,
know.
he's part of the alternative English
I'll
scene.
pronounce it wrong. Like found.
Yes, I did tweet English. Everyone was like, nobody knew what that tweet meant, and then
it was me.
English.
English. Like
we were playing
I can't help it.
we were playing GeoGuessr, and you're really good at GeoGuessr for some reason. I mean,
The
maybe not for
GeoGuessr scene, even.
the GeoGuessr scene is worldwide, and I think you were like, "Yeah, this sign's not in English," and I was like, "What?"
Yeah, I think it's like because like I'm technically in the South. It might be just something.
That's
from
true.
that.
Yeah, you're right. You should have a more. You should have more Southern accent.
If you leave literally the towns that in Florida, you literally get into like fucking. It's basically Alabama outside the cities.
I remember
Instead
going to
of-
Florida and hearing Southern accents and being like, "Huh."
Instead
you
of calling
go
them states,
north-
they should be called scenes.
Yeah,
So
if you go into the northern part of the scene,
the United States scene.
United Scenes of
Scenes.
America. If you go to the like literally north of Orlando, like it's literally actually anything outside of Orlando or any of the towns or cities, man, it's just straight up just fucking. It's Alabama and Georgia.
What vaporwave scene is the South?
Racist.
Tumbleweed.
Yeah. Well, no, that's more west.
Oh, you're right. That's out there in the old
That's
Wild West.
southwest.
Southwest would be.
The southern
Uh,
vapor trap.
I'm trying to remember where certain styles of music come.
Yeah, is there like
Well, jazz is like certain types of jazz is from like the South, like New Orleans.
yeah, like that classic style jazz type? Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of Florida
Well,
artists.
hey,
You know,
I mean, Florida itself is an aesthetic, so.
That's kind of what I was
It
thinking
is. Yeah, Miami.
so
too. Yeah.
no, oh god, people are saying fash, but no,
No, that's not a thing. Don't worry.
That's not a real genre. No, that's not.
Yeah,
real.
we can talk about
I'm sorry. Like I have to put my foot down. That was never a real genre. Nobody in the actual scene was doing it.
Yeah.
And it was just like one guy on Twitter or on YouTube making
somebody who made a Nazi album, and everybody got really fucking mad.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, you're right though. The Nazi album is very South.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna put my foot down and say that Nazi
you're right.
Vaporwave
No,
is good. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
Anyway, it was just
but no,
me and a friend
Florida
who made
itself
it.
is very just an aesthetic. In general.
Yeah, that's true.
Bro, there's so many. I remember when I found out there was like so many artists here.
Vito,
Like
Nano,
Vito,
Icon at the time. Nano,
yeah, so many people were
Icon.
here.
Windows
Phoenix
98
was also here. Tech lives down here.
Well, now he does.
Cobalt
Yeah.
Road.
Cobalt Road.
Cobalt Road, Danny Saylor.
Uh,
Bruh.
Who
Oh,
else?
that was another point. When I met Danny Saylor in Cobalt Road, that was like another point where it's like, oh shit, like
do a live show together.
we did a live show in like 2016 together. Or
That's-
2017.
It feels so long ago.
Yeah, that was that because it was 5 years ago.
It's crazy. Think about 5 years ago. I don't want to.
Dan,
ED.
John, you and me are celebrating our Vaporwave birthdays.
huh?
This next month we're gonna be 8 years.
Jesus Christ.
You guys
Yeah,
look older
Yeah,
than that.
well, technically, Christ has been around since March of 2013.
Okay.
So I'm already 8 years.
What do you-
you're already
how do you count your
Dan
birthday?
Mason, the Dan Mason name has been around since May 13th or something.
What do you?
This is casual.
Is it the first song, or
Maybe it was May 8th then. I don't
what are
know.
you counting as your first, like your
When I
birth?
first released underneath the Dan Mason name, it was supposed to be Vaporwave. It wasn't really at all. It was literally I slowed down some fucking songs I never released. I
I've
said,
heard it.
so I was doing original Vaporwave before it was cool. So
Wow.
yeah,
This summer
you
will
can
be
listen
5
to
years
those
for
on
me.
a.
5 years for
5
disco.
years.
I hit 5.
Where
last
the Dan
year.
Mason name came from? I was doing post rock at the time, so I didn't want to have a name associated with my post rock group because I was doing Dan Mason kind of as an inside joke with friends.
It was an
And then it
inside
just-
joke.
And then it became my job.
Yeah, yeah. It's a little. It's too late to change. Okay, real question: you could change your name and like still keep all the followers and everybody. Like it's like it was just like a clean slate almost, just different. Like the same thing but different name. What would you change your name to?
Ghost Enterprise.
Ghost Enterprise. Okay.
Christ with 1 T.
With 1 T.
That was a typo.
Hey, no, I couldn't find the website.
Either that or I wish I just could drop the Japanese on my fucking Spotify, but if I did, I'd lose all the followers on there.
I wish.
It's like, yeah, you can transfer the songs over and people who have them in their playlists will keep them in their playlists, but the followers are gone. So less people are getting alerts.
You can't change the artist's name?
No, I don't think so. You have to like literally
Yeah, it
take
doesn't
the
Wow.
codes out, save all the IRSCs, and then put them back in with the different name.
think that's something they're changing. I
hope
remember
so,
seeing
'cause-
something about like, you know how like DistroKid has like that secret way to add stuff, like where you can like click I understand, and then you can like fuck with your name. Like apparently
Yeah.
when we all uploaded stuff, we just didn't see that, or it didn't exist when we did it. So all of our stuff either is capitalized wrong or has Japanese in it or whatever.
Yeah.
I think I saw something they're going to, because they did that with song titles. I think you can edit them now or something weird like that. And I remember them saying like, "Oh, we're working on artists too," which it's beyond me why that's an issue at all.
So Soapstone brings up my problem, and you made jokes about it earlier. When you look up Dan Mason, you find the country guy.
They made the
I'm a
Japanese
little bit
good.
more popular than him, I think. And I've tried several times on Google to change that.
Wait,
Because
so
I have I got in there, even like had to show my ID and everything, that who I was to get in there. And it still doesn't link it right or search it right.
well, I typed in Dan Mason on Google. Your music group.
Good.
This guy should-
Good. It used to not be. I think on Spotify, you just type in Dan Mason. It's like one of the things or something.
Well, okay. Here's a real thing. Let me open up Edge and fucking
Let me edge real quick, guys.
locked in. You know.
Let me open it.
Let's
Netscape.
bang
Oh,
it.
you know what it is? If you go to search Dan Mason and you click on the Spotify link, it goes to the wrong Dan Mason with Japanese. For some reason, Randy, when you uploaded the song, it made a new artist name from the Here to Stay for Dan Mason.
I noticed that it didn't link to
How do
it.
I fucking fix that?
It's the worst thing ever. Because
It's
I
literally
noticed that
spelled
it doesn't link
right.
to anybody. That's something they need to fucking get clear or fix. Because I noticed when I featured people on that album, it didn't link to fucking anybody.
And for some reason, I hate to say it only happens with you.
What?
Yeah, dude. The distro kid scene is problematic.
Oh,
I think it's something you can do
I know,
something
it
like the
happens with
and.
me.
Like put it like it says like if featuring an artist, and I type it in and I can't.
Maybe
like,
I have to put the IRSC on my account. I don't know. We're getting into fucking logistics talk here.
Dan Mason Spotify, and literally the first link is you, and it's the regular. Like,
Is it? Then why is it doing that for me?
Well, maybe it's because
it knows you're looking yourself up too much, big boy.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Whatever.
Well, this is why I'll never collab again.
Okay, 3D Blast. What would you change your name to?
I mean, I did change my name to 3D Blast. So when I first it was Razande, which is the lightning spell in Phantasy Star,
related to Tay-Zonde.
That's exactly why I changed it. Yeah, yawn, suck my rod. That's why my first album is called Pioneer, because the ship sounds way better than who is this guy? Don't say that in chat. Fuck off. Be nice.
Nice, Sosta.
nice.
Settle down, Sosta. Not yet.
But that's what the first album is called, Pioneer, because it's the same ship from the same game. The Razande, a lot of people didn't know how to pronounce it when they saw it. They didn't know how to spell it. They would keep saying Tay-Zonde. So when I switched, though, I thought retro. I thought it was like maybe Sonic stuff. Let's go Sonic. And then I was like, 3D Blast sounds kind of fun and funky.
3D Blast is such a good name.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, I think it works, especially with your aesthetic. It works.
Yeah, you like Sonic.
I'm a Sonic guy.
We get it. You like Sonic.
I'm the Sonic guy. Dun, dun, dun.
I used to be called Byte in like 2015.
Ooh, like the B-Y-E-T?
Yes, B-Y-T.
Oh, you mean like the old TikTok knockoff? You know
it has. Yes, I do. Yeah, it was Byte with spaces all between the letters, so it was like Byte, like Vaporwave style. And the logo was like handwritten because it was like, computer thing, but like it's got some human elements in it, like acoustic piano and stuff. So I was like, that makes sense, but it sounded more funky than anything. Like I came up with this album called Digital Recollections. Basically, random access memories sound like.
Future nostalgia.
I mean,
and it's decided, nobody's taken Discoholic yet. It's a great name.
It's a great name.
I'm gonna run with it.
Name.
I'm gonna run with it. Make sure nobody else does. If anyone else happens to do anything with the Discoholic name, they would be trumped with the stuff I do, because I'm just gonna run so far.
Because you love Trump.
There's this fella named Discoholic Ken who runs Discoholic Anonymous Records, and they came up around, I don't know, a couple years after I started doing the Discoholic thing. So if you visit discoholicsanonymous.com or something.
Oh, that's bullshit. Are you kidding me?
That sucks.
They got the URL.
I do want to bring up that Samir brings up a good point. When he used to be on 3D Cast, I would always make him make up a new name every episode. And some of my favorites are Deep Cover Gecko, Sid Meier's Pirates, and Whopper Jr. Those are I would love it. I would love to be named. Whoa, another one. So Whopper Jr. would be an incredible alias name. We also thought of, this is unrelated to that, but we also thought of Kid Meal was a great name for like an artist. Sid Meier's Pirates was so funny. Because all Vaporwave artists have like Windows 96, fucking like they have all these like
Dan Mason.
Wait. DJ Sid Meier's Pirates.
Yeah.
DJ Sid Meier's Pirates.
Whopper Jr. It's so funny. He said Whopper Jr. That's so funny.
Whopper Jr. is going Windows 93. There's a Windows 98.
Remember, what's so funny is that when Windows 90
Windows 98s.
when Windows 96 hit the scene, back to the scene talk. And it's funny because he's so big now, and he actually changed his name. But when Windows 96 was like getting popularity, I remember thinking, "Who is this guy? Doesn't he know there's already a Windows 98? Like, what an idiot!" And then now he's like,
I got him confused a lot.
now he's like infinitely more popular than anyone.
He's really fucking popular.
Algorithm hit that what album real bad.
Mhm.
Yeah, wow. It really blew up. Fucking what's the song Caligula in particular, right? Like fucking
The song Caligula in particular.
in particular. Yeah. It's a really good song though. It's a good album.
What if?
Yeah, I mean,
What if
I'm no shit against 96, obviously.
No, I'm gonna.
Yeah, Windows 98 doesn't go by that anymore, anyways. He just goes by his real
He
name.
goes by his real name now. Yeah.
Okay, I think Windows 96 is a really cool name because it fits in with like kind of this idea of like false nostalgic memories. Like there was never a Windows 96.
Yeah.
But it's it's kind of evocative of that kind of
It's vaporware.
Wow.
vaporware.
Wario.
Wow.
Wow.
All right, who's
Wario Wave?
What?
Can we get Wario 96 in the scene?
Wario.
Check out
96.
my
Sid Meier's
Bandcamp.
Wario. I guess I have a few. I guess this. How would you tell other people to get into it? Or some advice for people who want to get into it. Not that anyone's asking, but
Participate. Literally just participate. Interact with people.
Yeah, just interact with the Vaporwave Twitter.
yeah, just spam your albums at me.
Just spam. I mean, obviously, it's like a balancing act of trying not to be annoying and like trying to, like still be like there though.
Just be yourself.
But be yourself. Be chill.
As long as you
Don't
actually
spam.
want to be here, like it's so funny to me.
Yeah.
Just like advice for I'm like shitting on the like that question, even though I'm the one who asked it. Like networking is such a dumb term where it's like if you just want to be here and exist and like to participate, you'll find a spot easily.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
George Clinton's fan club.
And John, here we go. John, hit us.
I'm thinking.
I thought you'd be like, that's not true.
There's a place for everybody in the scene, and
It's not here, guys.
You're not.
You're
welcome.
not
Yeah.
welcome.
I'd say everybody pretty much is welcome. To be plain honest,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think what
As long as you're
some
not
people
negative.
trying to do is force their way into one part of it because of. I'll get demos from a ton of people making different types of vaporwave, but when I listen to some of them, and it doesn't sound necessarily what I would normally put out, or it's like something completely left field for what I would normally put out. Like you listen to what Business Cash puts out over the years. I mean, granted, we put out some weird stuff, but like
Yeah, you put out an emo album last year.
Yeah, from some guy.
Some guy.
Dude.
And then he put a
But, like,
Frank's Rock album.
what a lot of people say is what they want is to get more attention, and they think being on Business Cash will do it for them. And in a way, yes, it will, but also it does. If your album doesn't resonate with people who are listening to it, then it's not going to do anything but just reach the wrong audience. Sometimes you have to go someplace that will.
Benefit you.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the reason why I stopped putting my stuff on Business Cash.
It's funny because like a lot
you know?
of people back in the day, back in the scene, they wanted to get on Dream Catalog, but they wouldn't make music that would fit on Dream Catalog, and they would kind of feel like, they're never going to come for me. It's like, well, why would they? Like, you shouldn't feel down.
Yeah.
Like, you make future funk. Of course they wouldn't release
You're
that.
not making ambient. You're not making
Yeah.
dark ambient, which was like their thing back in the day.
Like, who should be on 100% Electronica? Oh, Waterfront Dining. It's like, he makes classic sample bait. Like, they're not gonna. I mean, honestly, they could.
Honestly, they could.
They fucking could, and I would be like, oh, of course.
Yeah. Hey,
but like,
I
that's the
don't-
thing.
I don't
It's
think
like,
the logistics of that would
find the
be,
label
fun
for
to
you.
deal with.
Find that scene. Find that right little
You'll find you'll meet people who make similar music or music in the same kind of area.
Who's your
underneath
first
the umbrella?
Who's your first friend in the scene?
Oh, Fiber.
Yeah, me too. Actually, no, I'm just kidding.
I'm very sorry. No.
Fantasy Deluxe for me.
Friend.
What?
It was nothing.
Did you say you didn't? You still haven't made a friend? Is that what you said?
No. I said Fiber was my last friend.
Oh, he's the last person on Earth.
Yeah, the last person on Earth. Okay, I guess we can be friends. No, but I'm trying to think.
Yeah, for me, it was Fantasy Deluxe was like literally IRL. Like we were. The meeting story for that is it seems so fake because we were both on Yik Yak, and like the way the stars have to align for this to happen is so like, oh my god. Like me getting into this scene is because I got into Vaporwave independently and went on Yik Yak and started being all like aesthetic, like spacing it like just on the fucking Yik Yak because I thought Yik Yak was kind of dumb. I was just kind of being annoying, and then someone else started doing it back to me, and then literally like this guy comes over because he's friends with my older brother, and I think I mentioned it. And he's like, "Wait, is that you?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm that other guy," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And like we both like Vaporwave, so that's how we got into it. And then that was nuts.
Yik Yak.
Yik Yak. Local Twitter.
Danny Sailor to me.
Really?
Like, because he lived like a block away from where I was living at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And we we met up, and we just talked Vaporwave. I
That's
think he was
cool.
on Dream Catalog at the time. Either that, or maybe the Future Society Boys.
Mm.
And
That's
then I'm not
cool.
them. I'm getting my dates all mixed around. If not them, then it was you, little Randy. But yeah,
that's cool that three of us have like IRL connections as a first,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. My friends were the real ones my real friends, not you.
Not
guys.
you guys.
My IRL friends introduced me to the scene, and they made Vapor Noise. So
of course, I know who you're talking about. Yeah. Shouts out.
Released in a few
Shouts
years.
out Adblock Plus. Let's give him a proper shout out.
Yo, Adblock Plus, shout out.
He shouted
Wait,
they
him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He makes Vapor Noise?
He made Vapor Noise. He's been
Oh,
working
wow.
on something for years, but
How about that? English.
he's they made Vapor Noise back in like 2013, and there was some article that came out on. I remember it was really funny. There was an article that came out on RYM where they were the pinnacle of Vapor Noise or something.
That's
What?
awesome. I didn't know that.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it was really
The pinnacle
funny.
of Vapor Noise. Wow, one group. Now,
John, you've been thinking for a while.
I hate to say it. Like I was acquaintances with a lot more people back in the early days, because I really didn't open myself up to a lot of people, or just I was trying my best to stay not necessarily anonymous, but I was trying to keep my nose clean and just not get into shit because it's never worth it. And I don't think it was until I had conversed and chatted with Frank Jeff C back in like 2016 that I don't even think it was like an instant like, oh, we're friends now. I think it was like a developing sort of thing, like to like 2017 2018. But like I don't think I had like my first like real like I could actually call a friend until that point, and then since then I've gained dozens of others since then. But I mean I wasn't really open to really making friends in the scene because it's fucking weird. I mean,
Especially when your fans are kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John, don't you have the young? Yeah.
Don't you have a son?
Isn't your demographic like 3 or 4 years, like on average, younger than ours or something like that?
It's so funny.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
It's funny how I think it's because of you made. I mean,
music for kids,
social justice, whatever, really resonated with those kids.
YouTube poop stuff.
It's literally a YouTube poop album. So
yeah, I mean, I normally I would just say that one line that Randy always says, but I can't do that. I can't do that.
Oh, you can't just fine. No one even knows what we're talking about.
Oh.
I think he's talking about.
I keep forgetting. Have you ever seen that on stream?
I've never tweeted that. No, because it's. I'll say it now. That was really funny. I always
I'm gonna step out of the frame.
It's all. Every time something happens, I always say it, and like I'm going to tweet it, and then they're always like, "Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo."
Will he tweet? don't come to bear camp on Friday.
That's another one. The forbidden.
That one is still. Did you ever actually tweet that?
I've never tweeted it. No.
Oh,
Is it over yet? Did he
is
say it?
Cancelable tweets that I just keep. I actually started a file on my phone that's all the stuff that I messaged people. What if I tweeted this? People go, "Oh shit." Yeah, don't do that, guys.
Ron the Void is telling you to say it.
Well, yeah, of course
it's
you
also
would.
Ron the Void.
It's Ron the Void, dude.
Pretty raw in that void.
I'm trying to think. Like, I did 3D cast after like a year in the scene for some reason, and then like the first few people like became like. I interviewed Lost Angles second, and I haven't stopped talking to them. Like, I consider them my like Vapor family. You know what I mean? Like, more than just like dudes. It's like literally people I talk to every day. Like, everything I know, they know. Like,
you guys have the secret.
We have the.
DMs.
We always say the most exclusive Vaporwave chat is.
That's the real vape count.
Oceans
vape shadow count.
It's called Oceans 420.
Oceans.
You know why we called it that? Funny enough, the history on that. We actually have a Twitter too, where we take out of context stuff, but no one follows it. It's just for us. We had a group chat since I released on Lost Angles, and we had it unnamed, I think, for the longest time, and then when Identity Thief came out, Identity Thief released on Lost Angles, and I'm not sure how the information got out, but I think Hex said something about that they were from Michigan. Shouldn't say that. That's public now who it is, so I shouldn't feel weird. But I was like, what? I think they made a joke about me being them or something like that, and I was like, no. And then, like, or if I ordered a tape and if this is where you live, and I was like, no. And then I remembered someone else I knew in the scene who was from Michigan. And I remembered I emailed them and was like, it's you, isn't it? And they were like, yeah. And then so we were like, we're going to pull a heist in order to find out who Identity Thief is. And we're going to call it Oceans 420. And it was because it was like a Mac. And then we just kept that name. That's the same name. It's been like that for... That group chat is 6 years old now.
It's almost old enough to drink.
Yeah.
Trying to
Walker, I start my children.
That album's great.
It's good. There's two of them.
Yeah.
Check out Identity Thief. It's I think the word identity in Korean, and then thief.
Yeah. Oh, there it is.
There's two, and then what they did was copy the styles, would steal people's things, and like the names were funny. They're like St. Pepsi's My Coke Rewards Program membership card or something like that. It was funny stuff like that, like so and so's passport.
I linked it to the Bandcamp for them.
Pretty good.
So Stone Man has asked us a couple questions in the chat. Do you guys ever feel weird when there's drama in the Vaporwave community?
It's actually a really cool thing to talk about, because I feel like we did just talk about this off air, where we were like, how do we, like, there's a bunch of shit going on, but we just like missed it.
Yeah.
And it's because we've like, there are like subsections of the scene almost. And I don't want to say we're like above it, but it does feel like we're past a lot of it sometimes, where we're like, who cares anymore? There's
like a point where I feel like it's not like, I'm trying not to say it like in a way where it's like, yeah, you.
But it's like and it honestly tends to be like younger fans kind of get very visceral.
People kind of
they fight each other.
There's like a point where you're like. I'm trying to like word in a way that doesn't sound really like fucking like mean or like not in a. It's just at some point like you're just not a part of it anymore.
Yeah, we've been through it. We've done it before.
We've done it. We've been a part of fucking shit before. But there's like a point where you just get
battled it out for years, man. We're tired. We're done. You guys do your little fighting over jams and whatever, you know?
Over olives or whatever.
After Walk gave me the permission. It's like you get like a certain like following, and then it's just like people don't drag you into it anymore.
Exactly.
And you realize it really doesn't matter.
I think you spend more time stressing yourself out over how you're gonna own the guy on Twitter, and you're like, this is such a waste of time.
Like I indirectly got involved in some recently. I'm not even gonna like mention it or talk about it. But I was supposed to like do a release, and then all this shit happened, and I was just literally like so in the dark about what was happening. I was like, wait, what the fuck is going on? And I just mentioned the guys like, all right, so are we just canceling this album release? Okay, then all right, then I'm out.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was literally just like that. That was all the thing I had, and I was like, I don't even know what the fuck is going on. I kind of don't even want to be a part of that. I just like, honestly, I was like, I'm just out.
Like,
but
I always say we have our young correspondent, a hero, in our one like in the one chat we have, and like a hero will just be like, "Did you hear about this?" And we're like, "Who the fuck are these people?"
Like, we're just so old.
No offense. I mean,
we're old.
We're not even that like.
We've been here since what, 2013, 14?
Yeah.
Me and John have been in the scene for 8 years.
It's so funny. I'm just like, this shit. I'm just like, who? People I've never heard of.
You should be a new generation of vaporwavers, but I don't want to hear about your problems. Please keep that.
Speak up! I can't hear you over.
I'm
vapor ears.
I'm gonna die.
These vapor ears have heard too much slow down and reverb.
Back in my day, DMT tapes was getting hated on because
they didn't pay someone.
They didn't pay somebody.
They didn't pay someone like $1 or something.
Back in my day, HK and Ozcob were enemies. That's a weird. That's kind
of
crazy.
That was a weird twist.
Wait. Oh my God.
I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into that.
No, we don't have to get into it, but that is just like how long it's
that
like.
Is really funny.
Literally a different era.
Wow.
Like, it's so crazy, man. Stuff like that is crazy.
When the vapor kids will get all your.
I literally like. I used to take part in a lot of it because I thought, honestly, I think it's fun sometimes. I'm not gonna say like be the bigger man. It's just fun. I don't know. Fucking fight on Twitter. It's fun.
Fucking fun.
Fucking fight on Twitter. And I don't know, like, I'm not saying like don't call people out or whatever, but there is a moment where it's like, if you're smart about things, and I think it's also the more experience you have, the less you get involved with people. You already know who to trust, kind of. And that's what I talk about, like cliques and stuff, where it's like you have the people you trust. Like you don't have to go submit to some random label that's gonna. Like screw you over. Like you don't have.
That really is it, isn't it?
Yeah, like that's what it is. Like inexperienced people who don't know everybody yet, and they're kind of putting their trust, and you kind of have to go through it.
I mean, you're gonna have some kind of going in blind a little bit. It happens, and so sometimes you find that label that's like, oh, they work great, and then sometimes you find that label, oh, it turns out they aren't.
They're just a kid or whatever, right. And like kids on Discord, and they're 15 and they're stupid.
It's just not worth getting into drama sometimes because nobody's really out to get you, really.
Yeah, except for me.
Yeah.
Except for that one time.
We all know.
I heard business casual isn't actually that casual. How can I trust him? I know he's way too professional. Yeah, I hate it.
Business professional people.
Business formal. I have to every time I fucking usually like honestly outside of these, every time we do a fucking Discord chat, I have to put on a suit.
But in reality, it's one on pants.
We're talking business. We're getting full on business attire. I mean,
we got to hop on Zoom.
We got to hop on Zoom.
We had to hop on Microsoft Teams.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Skype for business,
you got to get on the Slack.
Skype for business. My computer just because I had to update stuff. My computer literally just like, Skype is ready for you, and I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Skype is ready for you.
Yeah, literally.
Hey, are you hopping into Skype today?
The last one, can you guess the last time I used Skype? See if anyone here and people.
It was with George.
Yep,
26. It was George Clinton.
George.
2019, 2020.
Whenever you released your single for "Let It Go."
It was the final single too.
Yeah.
So it would have been January 2020.
That was the last time.
That's when you did it. Yeah, that was the last time I used it too. I'm happy he's on Discord. I think now. Remember when he did Tiny Chat?
Yeah. It's
Tiny
so
During my
chat.
album release, he used Tiny Chat to get
saying
people
out
in.
loud. Hold on, guys. I have to go. I have to answer this Skype call from George Glanz.
Uh,
Yeah, I was like, why are we using Discord? I think people think Discord's a gamer thing still. I saw an ad recently for Discord. I haven't seen an ad for Discord ever, but they were like, no, you could talk to
they're
just talk
changing
to
their
people on
branding,
here,
I think, a little bit.
which is fine. It's a great app. It runs great.
yeah.
It really, I think, out of all the like video audio apps I've ever used, it's definitely got to be the best one.
Yeah.
We have 4 people in here on video camera right now, right?
It's
fucking-
destroying my CPU.
No. Nothing it's going smooth on here. I've never had really any problems like trying to get the camera to work, trying to get the mic to work. And
Oh my god!
It
I
has
remember
built-in noise suppression and a noise gate. God damn it!
Dude.
back in 2016, everyone sounded like shit. Can you drag me back in the call? The call died. Wait, can we get someone with Skype video call
great.
with up to 10 people?
The Skype scene was
so we can
crazy.
Get that
By
feature?
the way, you can still make your voice if you want to keep that old authentic bit crush sound. You can make your voice chats like that. I have one in my personal account. We call it Low Quality World.
Low quality world.
Favorite
And we go into there when we want to sound like it's an Xbox Live account from like 2008 or something.
I miss Xbox Live when it was.
I miss Xbox Live.
I miss
I was
Xbox.
pressing
Well,
it.
hello,
Part
little
of it
lady.
I missed.
I'll be
Hey,
much
little
obliged
miss.
to get on Xbox Live with you.
Would you like to see my gamer tag? I got these badges.
I
Have
got
you
these
seen
badges.
my forum signature, milady?
I got 40,000 gamer score.
My avatar is dressed up mighty fine.
I got the Slim Jim logo as my icon.
Every
Don't
ti-
trust those PSN banditos.
Every
know
time
what I'm
I
saying?
do a voice, I'll do the tip of the hat. Is there a
They
tip of
got
the
it.
hat in every culture? Top of the morning to you. Much obliged. Like, milady.
Ohio gozaimasu.
Oh, Ohio.
Hello,
Hi.
Netflix.
Ni hao.
Mahalo. I don't know what that's from.
Greetings from Internet USA.
Hello.
What's that? What's Hollow from?
Hello, Moto.
Halo 3.
Hello.
Hello. John's thinking
Bye-bye.
of John can't think of a single other culture, right? He's
I
frozen.
understand hello in another fucking language.
Hola.
Hola, yeah.
Fuck.
Can't do it. No.
Italian.
Yeah. What's
Wow.
hello?
God damn it! Whatever. You're not getting my hat tipping.
Now,
You know,
That was a good game.
Hello.
GG.
how do you say hello? All right, real question. How do you say hello in aesthetics? How do we do that?
Hello.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
The umbrella.
Hello. Yeah, spaced out letters like that.
Aesthetics.
It would be in Japanese though, honestly.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah. Hold on, John's getting his horns out.
Actually, it's konbanwa.
Kanban.
Pee.
Cadbury egg.
Hello.
So Stone Man asks, have you guys ever thought about doing Vapor Meme?
What's that mean? Paper meme?
Have you listened to?
You'll
So check out John Zabelli's social justice whatever.
all my music is
Listen to Christ's social justice whatever. He's basically he won Vapor Meme.
If you've never listened to my music and laughed, then you're doing it wrong.
I thought about it many times.
This is stupid. Honestly, what's funny, I've gotten like reviews that are just like, this is stupid. And I'm like, yeah. That's the point.
Some
It's
people
hilarious.
are just too serious in this.
Yeah, I'm like,
man.
what?
Yeah, they should be listening to Dan Mason instead. You know.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad I with a serious alias and the one I just fuck with.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I have a alias that I fuck with. It's Echo
Oh, I know which one you're referencing.
I have an alias that I fuck. It's called my wife. Cheryl, if you're listening,
my
we
alias.
have sex tonight.
Cheryl, if you're listening, please pick up the kids from soccer practice. I forgot about it.
Echo Paris is a great riff.
Echo
Echoes in
Paris.
Paris.
Oui, oui.
Telepath. What have
So
you
Stone
done?
Man asks, have you guys heard of macro blank by any chance, or oblique occasions? Do you guys think barber beats are part of Vaporwave as well?
I don't know, man.
Arbor?
This is awful.
What?
Is that pirate theme?
Sid Meier's Pirates.
Sid Meier's
DJ.
Pirates. Let me make sure we've covered it all.
Wait, where was this question?
To
It
final.
was asked.
Yeah.
It was asked in 916.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that was a time flies.
We can ice cap the night off by running through just quickly, because we don't have to do this again. Seeing the scene in physical form in the Electronicon. Oh.
Oh man!
Wow, how cool! I literally wrote in my notes, "Seeing the scene in physical form at Econ," in quote, and then in parentheses, "This again."
Yeah, we always talk about
We
this
can't stop talking about it.
because Econ
It's
was
great.
such a magical time.
It was very.
It was great.
It was.
It
We
was
already
known
kind of
for the
we
scene.
touched on it earlier a bit, but yeah, very validating. Literally treated like a celebrity, and then I had to go back to
Right.
work.
People came from all over the world, even.
Yes,
Sweet
actually.
New
Plus,
York.
even Netherlands or wherever they were from.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You get to
it's
meet- you got to
Plus.
meet a lot of artists that you have to shyly admit, I haven't listened to your stuff yet. Dude.
Then when you said that to me, it kind of hurt though.
And, and then you go home and listen to it. And it's like, why the fuck was I missing out on this artist?
Fire tools.
Really
Oh.
mad. And you're
It's
like, fuck, I want to meet them again.
Yeah.
I
It's worse
didn't
if you
listen.
don't know them. It's
I'm-
worse if you didn't know them at the time.
I'm embarrassed to say this, but I did a really deep dive. I didn't listen to Fire Tools until like around this time last year.
That's actually
And
true for me
I was
too.
supposed to, like, somebody asked me to do a show. And I was like, I don't know, Fire Tools. I was like, I don't know who they are. I'm guessing they do like just like classic style or something like that, whatever. And then I saw a little bit of their set at Econ 1. I was like, whoa, what the fuck is this? This is God, it's fucking awesome. And then I fucking went home and listened to their newest album that came out, Rainbow Bridge, at the time. By the way, listen to that.
Aren't they also Memorex memories or not Memorex?
I'm not too sure.
Mindspring memories. Sorry, Mindspring
Yeah.
memories.
I'm not too sure.
So I
Same
mean,
thing-
like classic Vaporwave.
Fuck, I gotta go dig.
Same thing happened
Yeah,
to me
that takes
with
some more.
DDS. I had listened to DDS before, obviously,
Listen
like,
to some.
and then I saw them live, and I was like, oh, I should
Real
listen to
talk?
more.
I
Man.
did not like DDS the first time I listened.
Well, they're
to them.
assholes.
You did
No,
not.
I'm just kidding.
No, I did not like their stuff. I listened to Try Living Like This, and I'll Try Living Like This, and I was like, I'm not a fan at the time. And then literally, I think it was even before going out there. I think I was like maybe like a while before. I listened to it again. I was like, what the fuck was the matter with me?
Yeah,
Like, this
it
is
was.
awesome.
I still
Say
the album that changed my mind on DDS I think was Classroom Sex Tape.
That's a good one too. That's one of my friend's favorite albums.
I still feel like there are definitely some highlights in I'll Try Living Like This, but as a whole, I don't prefer it over.
I think my favorite album is Live from Japan. Like, honestly,
It's a good one.
it's the best of, It's perfect. What's your favorite album, Disco?
Yeah. Wrong person to ask. It's weird. It's
I know,
weird
I
being
do-
in the scene.
Halfway. That's why there should be a perspective from you being in this scene and not necessarily being the target participant.
It's weird because I mean, probably the biggest. Oh man, like out of the people in 100% Electronicon, I was most excited for Saint Pepsi because
Right.
I knew
Well,
him
his
as
set
Skylar
was fucking
Spence.
great too.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh my god, when he pulled out the guitar at the end, I was like, oh, and so yeah, I knew Saint Pepsi. I kind of knew about George Clanton, and maybe Dan Mason. I did know a little bit about Dan Mason, and then Pat
Okay.
Chennington.
Yeah.
I saw Dan Mason said, I was like, damn. I remember there was a part like when he was like transitioning between songs. He was like, yeah, this it just keeps getting slower and slower. I was like, damn, this dude's Vaporwave.
I completely forgot about them because I mean it's been a while because I don't think they put out anything in a while. But Creeps, Y94, like the sort of offshoots of surfing.
Yeah, I saw surfing. I think I like
Pretty
surfing.
fucking good. Pretty fucking good. Because I think I'd listen to like what was it like Deep Fantasy or whatever the one with the woman on the cover is by Surfing, and I was like, but Creeps, it's like got this sort of jazz influence into it. It's really it got like the sax going. It's
yeah. I was there. I was at the set. I was like, whoa, this is Vaporwave.
That shit was hot.
Yeah,
Icy.
And then I played the set.
I remember I walked into Christ's set. I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And then I walked out.
I wasn't allowed to see Christ's set.
So mad. Yeah, sorry, Randy. That was my fault.
Well, it's like everybody here
Randy was running my merch table.
I'd do it again.
See, now that I also didn't see 3D Blast set because I thought he is an asshole, but I thought he was an asshole.
He really did.
Yeah,
I wasn't an asshole. Who could
if Electronicon happened again, ooh.
I've had to persuade some people about you 3D. Okay.
And boy, were they wrong.
3D, what?
Oh yeah, chat's talking about Luxury Elite. Yeah, I think I probably
Lux.
I'm her music. It's funky. I like it.
She's a legend, as Molo said.
I wonder if she would, if she was to do it live, if she would, just go in there, as she is, or whether she would put on like a costume or like, because I don't think anybody's seen her what she looks like.
I mean,
I
have, but
so
I have
Lana.
So
Lana brought something up. So during the first econ, you had Telepath playing, and you had George Clanton playing at the same time, right? I think that's how it went.
Yep.
And R23X was in the middle stage, playing at the same time as both of them, and the stream was not streaming his set, and Alana was really upset. And I went to go see that R23X set because I wanted to see it. It's so cool. And if you got R23X is a super nice guy. I just want to say that he's so nice. He got it. He got us into AGDQ in January when it came to Orlando. If you guys don't know what that is, it's a gaming charity event.
Awesome.
He got us into it. He gave us passes to get in for free. It was nice of him.
Wow.
Got to see it, but he's a super sweet guy. Hey, Molo saw R23X at the second econ though. I was so happy that he wasn't caught in that fucking slot again.
I was.
You were. I went to your set though.
Hey, I saw you there. Yeah.
Because I missed your set because my set was at the same time as your set.
Yep. Funny how that shit works out.
Oh man.
I remember seeing like photos from his R23X set, and like it was like compared to like the other sets that were in that place earlier. It was so depressing because I mean, clearly, he spent all his time on the visuals and stuff. I mean, he's doing the visuals live.
It was a bad slot.
What are you gonna do?
Because I will say the second one, he actually had an audience in there. There was actually a crowd in there. I was like, thank fucking God. And I talked to him afterwards, like, thank God you're not in that slot again.
His merch booth was right next to mine when we were doing Econ 2. So I was there while he was doing his set. I was peddling his stuff for him. So
yes, he's so nice.
I feel like
the one clip of me in the entire live stream is me shilling R23X t-shirts.
And really said he got R23X and Equip mixed up. They both are. They're both tall, skinny guys with long hair. So
they're actually aliases of each other.
They work a lot with each other.
They're twins.
They're twins. They're both named Kevin.
Both named.
They both wear antlers or whatever.
Okay. If George Clanton decided to never do another Electronicon,
let's hope.
Who do you think would hold the next one?
We all know it's Pad.
Yep.
Probably Pad.
Yeah, probably Pad.
He's already working on it. He already kind of was before the pandemic.
He was trying to do like a kind of like a tour kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
I feel like after like the first one, I feel like he'd be like, "Oh, this is a lot harder than I thought it was." I mean, like,
even if we got one out of it.
Yeah.
Hey, if he wants to try it, I mean,
Funny Palooza. There you go. It's us.
Funny Palooza.
We got the business guy. We got the disco guy. And we got me, the talent.
Every squad got one.
Yeah, everybody's got
Fun
Fun
econ.
Fun econ. That's
There it is.
fucking great.
Fun econ. Oh, it's like
Ooh, that's so stupid.
It'd be so
yo,
funny to be like, "Oh, you're going to econ this year?"
We got the
Yeah,
girl.
I'm
We
going
got
to
the
fun
E.
econ.
Fun
Yeah,
econ.
fun econ. We're going to fun econ.
95% Honry con.
I wonder when the
95%
next one's gonna
Conry.
I wonder when the next one's gonna be for econ though.
Who knows?
I maybe next year. I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he messaged me. No.
He was planning on stuff for the summertime 2020, but obviously,
Yeah.
Why? What happened? Oh, you believe in that?
Athlete's foot. What, dude?
no. He predicted Prince Philip's passing.
Yeah, he was like, I don't want to
the
host a
year after,
concert.
and he didn't want to host it.
I booked
Yeah,
Prince Philip, but then he stopped responding.
Anyway, 95% HonRecon.
Not
Oh my
Conry.
God.
Well, that about
On
does it.
econ.
I hope we covered everything.
Yeah.
And if you want to ask us more stuff, you can stick around for the call back, our call-in after show. You can ask questions and hang out with us until about another hour or so. But for right now, let's do some plugs. Danny boy, do you have anything coming out or anything you want to talk about?
No.
Well, this is Dan Mason. He makes Vaporwave 3mo.
I had an album come out in November. Vaporwave 3mo is my new thing, I guess, for that album.
Mm-hmm.
Had an album on Business Casual with old John here. He's this way, some way. I don't know where he is. He's over. Old John here on Old Business Casual. I'm not going anywhere. Check it out. If it ain't your style, I also released another album last year called Forever Nothing. Check that one out. If that ain't your style, I have a Bandcamp. Just go there and find something. If that ain't your style, then just don't.
What about DMT release?
Listen to my post-hardcore.
What about your DMT release?
I did have a DMT release. I had underneath another name.
Yeah,
Ghost Enterprise, which I mentioned earlier. I released underneath the name Ghost Enterprise a sample-based album for the first time in 3 years, I want to say.
I'm not keeping track.
Yeah, it was 2018. I think I last did one. It was before I released Void. So yeah, 2018. Ghost Enterprise. Check that out. It's also on my, if you want to just stream it all, it's on my YouTube page. So you can check it out there. Dan Mason on YouTube.
Thank you.
Anyway, that's kind of it.
Business casual.
Well, it's pretty casual today. We're doing casual.
Yeah.
You know what? Sure, I'll do my plug next. This is casual. This Friday, Pluto Castle, new album, digital only.
I listened to that. It was really good.
I thought if anybody I thought would like it, I felt like you would like it.
Yeah.
Might get a tape later this year. I just also had the Father tapes come out earlier today, so I didn't want to have two conflicting things. So that's why there's no tape for that. But also, Father tapes. You could have got one, but you didn't because it sold out.
You didn't.
What? You could still get the AOL record. There's still plenty of those left. Yeah. Get rid of those and check me out at Christ with 3 C's, 3 T's on Twitter. Hi, that's me.
Bring up my AOL album. I got an AOL album, so you should have an AOL album too. You at home should have an AOL album as well. If I had to buy one, you have to buy one.
It's the honor system.
Disco, post your link.
Yep. You just might be a discoholic like I am. If you are, visit the brand new updated discoholic.neocities.org. There's a new guest book on there along with a new design. Why don't you write a message in that guest book?
Ooh.
Wow.
Just like a real GeoCities website, but it's NeoCities. It's new. Neil made it.
Neil Cities.
Neil Cities.
For me,
Ruben.
Yeah, what up, Ruben?
No one cares, Randy.
For me, Music Here to Stay is out everywhere already, but we're getting cassettes done on May 7th via Business Cash. So get ready for that. If you missed a record and you want it still, or you're not into records like me, get a cassette. They're fun, they're small, and they're cheaper. And they're dope. I like cassettes.
Same thing. If I had to buy one, so do you.
Ruben asked, "What's my favorite shirt?" I don't know. That's a good. I actually do. It's a solid black one. It's a little pocket right here. It just fits nice and feels nice. My dad got it for me, and he's a little bougier than I am, so it was like a nice one. So that's my answer. It's pure black though.
It's just a small black.
It's small black.
I actually want to plug a favorite shirt here. The RGB Rose shirt from Video 20XX. R23X's fucking clothing line hosted on the Yeti. Just saying, great clothes, man. I'm just saying.
Fuck yeah.
Here's your question: did it come in 2 or 3XL?
They might.
They might.
It's Yeti. It's through the Yeti. It's through the Yeti.
Well, all right. Amazing. We did it. We did an episode. Another one. This one was on topic and not just us rambling to Frank.
We're not live anymore, right? Oh, God. Anyway, I want to talk shit about...
Oh,
that
shit.
one guy in the chat. What the heck?
Goodbye.